Hey Frag fam, Corbin here again from Northwest Scent. So we are on to episode 13 now of the weekly fragrance haul, and this is going to be a very short video, I imagine, because we are only going to be talking about 3 fragrances, as I only picked up 3 fragrances this week. So not a huge video by any means. If you guys are interested to find out about these, then please stick around. But first, let's roll that intro. Alright guys, welcome back from the intro, and like I already said, this is the weekly fragrance haul, episode 13. 3 fragrances this week, so a pretty small haul, but all 3 of them are ones that I am really glad to finally have. One of them I owned previously, stupidly got rid of it, and I knew I needed to get that bottle back, so I have it again. One of them I've sampled previously and I really liked it a lot, so I picked up a bottle now. The last one I have not smelled. I do have the current formulation of this fragrance. The old formulation I've been after for over a year now, and I finally was able to find it for a really good price thanks to one of my friends on Facebook. So let's dive into the video here at the number 3 spot. Okay, so starting the video off with the first fragrance that I picked up. Now this is the one that I actually owned previously about a year ago, and then I stupidly sold it off. I really am not sure why I did that, because I did like this one. I really slept on fragrance from this house in my opinion. This is coming from the house of AMRA, and then this is Epic Man. And this is the first fragrance I picked up within this haul. Of course, that's kind of how I always do these. This is a really awesome kind of spicy woody fragrance, and if you're unaware of the story of this fragrance, it is trying to replicate the scents and kind of the story of the Silk Road, which if you're unaware of what the Silk Road is, or was I should say, it was a trading route that went between China and then the Middle East. It had like a 2,000 year span, really cool kind of like story and history behind it, and I can definitely get what they're going after here. This is extremely spicy. You get lots of spices, basically any spice that you can think of that's normally used in fragrance you have in here. There's also olibanum and then incense, so you get the frankincense as well as regular incense. There is castoreum in here and then some oud as well. Now to my nose, you know, castoreum, oud, you might think that that would be kind of like an off-putting combo in this fragrance. It might come across challenging. I don't get a very like animalic touch here at all, and the oud is not overly oudy here. This is a very dry woody fragrance, like kind of dark and woody but not skanky. You do get a lot of the spices here, and there is a little bit of this kind of leathery feel as well. So it's a really interesting fragrance. Again, dry, spicy, leathery, woody, kind of creamy coming from the castoreum. I think again, it's not like an animalic note or like scent to it, but really, really nice overall. There is a little bit of kind of a resinous sweetness down under everything, but again, for the most part, this thing is extremely dry smelling. So I'm really glad to finally have this one in my collection. A very brooding fragrance, but I do find it actually somewhat appealing and kind of mysterious as well. So I think this is something that you guys should definitely check out from the house if you have not already. And that was the first fragrance I picked up within this haul. So again, from the house of AMRA, this is Epic Man. Okay, so up next here at the number 2 spot, or the second fragrance that I picked up. Now this is the one that I was talking about earlier, where it's the old formulation that I've been after for a long time. So I do own this fragrance in its current formulation. Now I have both of them, which makes me really happy, because again, I've been looking for this one for a long time. This is coming from the house of Christian Dior, and this is Savage Parfum, again in the 2012 formulation. I have a 2016 batch here, which still qualifies, of course, as that formulation, but it's right before they transition to the newer one. This one smells a little bit more aromatic to my nose than the 2017 formulation, almost a little bit more barbershop-y, but this is still not a barbershop fragrance. This is a citrus aromatic. This focuses around citruses, of course. You get citron in here and bergamot. There's also some petitgrain. There's vetiver in here, lavender, and then myrrh as well, and even a little bit of patchouli. So, you know, like I said, this one is mostly bright and citrusy, but there is an apparent darkness to this as well coming from the myrrh. And they actually changed it up with the 2017 formulation by changing the resin from myrrh to elemi. And elemi, to my nose, brings a little bit more of kind of a balsamic, licoricey vibe. You still get that here, but again, this one is a little bit more subdued. I would say drier and greener, and it is more aromatic as well. So this stuff smells absolutely fantastic. Absolutely beast mode as well. I did some test sprays, and this thing lasted like 10 plus hours on my skin, which for a fresh fragrance like this, that is amazing. But again, this is not a light fresh fragrance. It is fresh, but it almost smells like it is dense, if that makes sense. It's a really interesting fragrance. I'm really glad to have this one finally in my collection now. I might even do a side-by-side comparison between this one and the 2017 formulation, breaking down the differences and letting you know which one you should go after, and you know, if this one is worth the jacked up price tag that it generally brings. So again, from the house of Christian Dior, this is Savage Parfum in the 2012 formulation. Okay, so we are finally on to the last fragrance that I picked up within this mini haul. Now this is the one that I was talking about that I sampled previously, and I knew I needed a full bottle. I found it for an amazing price, so I had to jump on it. And I will say that this thing is extremely underrated just based on the fact that I never see this get talked about. And when I tried this stuff absolutely blew me away. That's when I knew I needed this stuff. Really, really good sandalwood fragrance. So this is coming from the house of Tom Ford, and this is Santol Blush, which I think I have, wow, a vintage bottle here just because it's in this darker colored bottle. These are like the older style. The newer bottles of this particular fragrance are clear and they have kind of like a pink or salmon colored juice. I don't know if there was a reformulation or anything like that, or if it's the same juice just repackaged. Nonetheless, I do have an older bottle here. This one, like I said, it's a sandalwood fragrance, but there's a lot more to it than that. This is a very unique and I would say somewhat of a warm weather oriented sandalwood fragrance. Now sandalwood usually goes in like a creamy direction, or sometimes it can actually be quite dry and woody. Some people kind of compare that side of it to like the smell of pencil shavings. This one actually has both aspects of it. So it is dry and woody, but there is a nice creaminess to this as well. And I think part of the creaminess is actually coming from the florals that are in this fragrance. You get ylang ylang, and then there's some jasmine as well. And they're actually working together pretty harmoniously to give you kind of this beachy coconut vibe. There's no coconut in here, but it's kind of giving you that vibe, mixing with that nice creamy woodiness. And there is a sweet spiciness to this as well. You get cinnamon in here. There's some other spices. I think you get caraway. So it is a spicy fragrance, but it's kind of a fresh spicy fragrance. Again, with this creamy kind of tropical vibe, and then this nice woody base for it to all work on. There's even a little bit of benzoin in here, kind of giving it like a sparkly, bubbly effect with a touch of sweetness. This stuff smells fantastic. Like I said, this is a warm weather sandalwood fragrance in my opinion. I think you could wear this year round. It has that versatility, but again, kind of that beachy coconut vibe that it's giving off definitely lends this one to being a summer fragrance as well. So it's really, really nice. If you guys are after something that smells like sandalwood but is kind of uplifting, upbeat, definitely check this one out. Again, I think this is extremely underrated. So again, from the house of Tom Ford, this is Santol Blush. Well, there you guys go. That was the weekly fragrance haul, episode 13. Again, a pretty small haul at that, but really solid pickups nonetheless. Be sure to let me know down in the comments below what you guys picked up this week. If you guys got any new fragrances, I would love to hear it. Overall, I do hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, I would really appreciate dropping a like just to show your support, and then that way more people can see my videos on YouTube. And additionally, if you want to write a comment, maybe just letting me know your thoughts, as well as some new video ideas or topics, that would be great too. And since you're down there doing all that stuff, if you've not already, if you could hit the subscribe button and then the bell notification, that would be amazing. That way you stay up to date on new videos whenever they get released going forward. But with all that out of the way, that's all I really have for you guys today. So I hope you have a good one. Stay healthy, stay wealthy, and smell great.